So every time I mention dynamic EQ to anybody, it seems to be something that's fairly new that people are just picking up on. They get confused between that and multi-band compression. So there is one little trick I'll show you, and by showing you it, you'll see how I'm using dynamic EQ. Well, one way that I'm using dynamic EQ. And this is a little trick for vocals with the dynamic EQ in mastering. Let's dive into the computer and I'll show you how I'm doing it. So here we are in the FabFilter Pro Q3. Now this is a little trick I use occasionally if the purpose of it is I want to get the upper mid area where the snares and where the vocal are. I want to get them louder and a little bit brighter so that they're a bit edgier, a bit more open in the high mids. But sometimes you've got some vocals and some other sort of tizzy stuff going on, and then that becomes annoying. So what I do, I get a dynamic EQ. Let's set this up around, I set it up around 3.5, something like that, because that's usually where the real sort of tizzy stuff is. Let's just play match track. Find the bit that is tizzy. I'll keep it a little bit wide. I don't want to go too tight with the cue and I don't want to go too wide, so it's kind of getting a medium balance. But it's just so that I can open up these high mids. Only half a dB, nothing too excessive. But what happens is, by lifting this up, I'm getting it to open up, but then I can get it moving in that area with the dynamics, which is great because it keeps it to the ear, it keeps it moving about and doesn't keep it stagnant and just bright. It's just, it moves with the sound of what's going on in that area. And I'll bring this down by about half dB, 1 dB. You've obviously got to listen to it to see how it's working and whether it's working. So let's do it a bit more extreme than normal. So if we listen to it without it on, you can hear it's a little bit SE, not majorly really, but if we turn it on you can then hear what it's doing, and it's just lifting those pianos, lifting the vocals there. Widen it up so you can hear it a bit more. Okay, so let's hear this in and out. So you can hear the vocal just opens up a little bit, gets a little bit more forward. You can hear the vocal is sounding a little bit more open. The piano suddenly, it just livens the whole track up in this area. And as we've got the dynamics going on it, it's just keeping it really lively rather than just being a little bit flat as it was originally. So let's just play that through. I'll go in and out with it so you can hear exactly what it's doing. I'll stop talking. So you can hear here, it makes it really lively. So it stops at quite a flat mix, suddenly it gives it a little bit of pointiness, and when you're going into a limiter after this, you need that pointiness in the EQ just to really get the sound working. So there you have it. There's a quick little tip for you if you want to liven up your vocal area and get the high mids going a little bit, get them a bit fruity. But watch out because it can get hard. If you've got the wrong track, that can get hard. And also you've got to watch out for those S's. That's why we're sort of bringing down the dynamics at the bottom. Play with it. You've got to have to, the more you do it yourself, obviously then you're going to learn. You're not going to learn just from watching me do this. So copy these settings, try it out in your Pro Q, and let me know in the comments how it's working for you and if you use this in a different way to how I'm using it now. So there you have it. That's how I'm using Dynamic EQ. I hope that helps you. Let me know in the comments if you've got any ways that you're finding is really helpful using Dynamic EQ. It still is quite early days for people, I think, with Dynamic EQ. I've been using it for quite a while. Let me know in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.